Hi and welcome. This is a live Akashic reading for all of the signs of the Zodiac by Ama Lightworker. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you are new, welcome to you. Please remember to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And remember, next to the subscribe button, which is going to be somewhere down here, you're going to see a little bell. That's the notification bar. And it will notify you. If you turn it on, it will notify you each and every time that I am live, that I'm doing live streaming. I just have to check for other stuff to see if it is working. I don't know if you guys are able to hear me right now, so give me one moment. Let me set this up properly. Okay, I see comments online. Manu Peter, hi. TB, hi. Hello guys. Okay, let me check the setting here again. Okay, so if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe and always remember to turn on the notification bar. This way you will be notified each and every time that I am uploading special videos, just like this one right now, or when I do live streaming. So an Akashic reading, just to give you a general idea, for those of you who are not familiar with, the information comes from the Akasha. Akasha is a higher dimension. It's connected to the fourth, the fifth, and the sixth dimension. Doing an Akashic reading, it means that you are not using your psychic ability. When you do a tarot reading, for example, you could be doing like a psychic tarot reading. In that case, you get to use your psychic ability. Your psychic ability pretty much comes from the belly area. That's a simple explanation of it. Versus the information from the Akashic reading comes from very high. When the information comes to the person who is doing a reading, to the practitioner, the information is so light, it almost feels like, oh, I know this, like inner knowing, and it's so gentle that it feels like nothing. So it takes a lot of practice for people to to really be good at Akashic readings, because again, the energy and the information is so light, it comes like this feeling of inner knowing. An Akashic reading also is precise. So if I'm shown a red balloon during an Akashic reading, this is exactly what they mean, a red balloon. If I'm shown a bridge, this is exactly what they mean, a bridge. If I am shown a number, this is exactly what they mean, a number. So I'm not digging in for more information. But I always have to check in with the client. Does this make sense to you? How do you relate to this information? And I can always ask for more information as to what else are they trying to tell me, or specifically what are they trying to tell me. For example, when they show me a red balloon or a bridge or a specific number. There's different ways to access the Akashic records. The method that I use, that I got certified on, I am an advanced Akashic practitioner. The method is known as the pathway prayer method. Basically, I have to say a special prayer to open your records. And I also have to say another another prayer at the end of the session. Now, the prayer that I have to say initially also has like a portion of it that is silent. After the silent part, I usually say the records are open. And in order for me to feel connected to the client, and in order for the client as well to feel connected to me, I always get some information first from the Akashic records, some stuff that easily makes sense to the client, and then I confirm with them whether it makes sense to them or not. And then the floor is open to whatever information will come in, show up for them, or whatever questions the client has. Now, another beautiful thing about working with the Akashic records is that you get also to access past lifetimes. So in the spiritual world, they believe that a soul has many lifetimes. You have been reincarnated prior to this lifetime, and you are again going to be reincarnated in future lifetimes. You have your own personal karma that you have been carrying before you were even born from other lifetimes, but you are also influenced by the karma of the family. Um, and you get to see in the past whether you were reincarnated as a man, as a woman. The records are going to specifically show you that one particular lifetime that specifically connects to your lifetime right now, and it specifically connects to the question that you have. They are not going to show you like random lifetimes. You also get to ask questions about the present situation. You get to ask, how else can you use your unique gifts, talents, and abilities? Are you using them properly? Do you need to use them in a different way? What should your short-term goal be right now? What about, the long-term? What should your long-term goal be? What's the higher purpose of your soul? Every soul has a purpose, and the Akashic reading it does exactly that. It does help you to understand the higher purpose of your soul and what can you do right now so you can achieve that, like a baby step. All questions are allowed to ask. You can ask about money, you can ask about love. Now, if you have questions about other people, remember, when I do an Akashic reading, I'm only opening the book with your name on it. So I cannot get information for other people, but that's my job as the practitioner to provide information. If you have questions about other people, I will ask information for another person based on your perspective. Okay, and even when it comes to asking specific question, again, that's my job as the practitioner. I'm going to ask additional questions on your behalf. Understand that the Akashic records already know you. They know what kind of job do you do. They know how you feel. They have all of your information. And I could start giving you a reading and every single word may actually make sense to you. Okay, but that doesn't mean that I know what I'm talking about, because none of this information is designed to make any sense to me. It's only designed to make sense to you. So therefore, for that very reason, it's very important that I do understand your question properly. So if your question is not clear to me, I'm going to ask you additional questions. I'm going to make sure that I properly understand the question, because this way I'm going to allow for more information to show up for you. And of course, another beautiful thing is that you get to ask about future possibilities. So if you say yes to a possibility, to a choice, what happens? Advantages, disadvantages. How are you going to benefit in the long run? If you say no, again, advantages, disadvantages. How are you going to benefit in the long run? So now that you know how your choice will affect your life, your future, you can use your free will and you make a choice that is purely based on your free will. The Akashic records are here to help you. They do respect your free will. But you have to understand that 50% is written in stone, so to speak. It's predestined. Okay, you did ask for something or someone before you were reincarnated. Okay, and you also have that free choice, that free will. So basically, it's a combination of both. It is a combination of what is written, and or some people say what is predestined, and your free will. And you get to change your future or your present if you don't like, in other words, where you are at right now. The Akashic records can help you. What can you do step by step? 1, 2, 3. What can you do so you can change that? So it gives you the possibilities. And remember, a lot of this also depends on whether you are going to follow their advice. So if you follow their advice, 1, 2, 3, whatever advice will show up for you, you are going to increase that chance of making that prediction come true. So it's a very active reading. The records, under no circumstance, can't or can order you to do anything, because they're here to help you, and again, they respect your free will. But what they can do, they can really very, very strongly advise you to do something, or they may very strongly advise you not to do something. There is also another process that I got certified as an advanced practitioner to do with the records. I can also do a healing with the records. A reading with the Akashic records is very different from a healing with the Akashic records. Doing a healing with an Akashic records, it means that the process is longer. It could be approximately an hour and a half, give or take. You get to heal karmic connections or a situation, or they may also leave it up to them, whatever they feel that you need to heal right now. So by healing, depending on what will be revealed, I have to follow a different procedure. So I'm going to, for example, go to the root of that problem, where that problem started. Was it lifetimes ago? Was it one of your ancestors? So we get to heal that, and it takes only one person in the family, okay, to get a healing, to heal the karma for every single family member who is affected by the karma. And again, the records are going to give me, depending on what will show up, I have to follow again on a specific procedure, and they will show me like the root cause of this may simply be circumstantial. Maybe it has nothing to do with karma. It's just a circumstance in your life. It may have to do, like, it could be astrological, okay? It could be environmental. It could be environmental. It could be karmic. It could be family karma, etc., etc. So we get to look at different things when I do a healing. And basically, that's it. And healing with the records is also very, very intense. It's very illuminating. So I always get to see very interesting things. Each and every time that I do a reading, it's like seeing something for the first time for me, because the things that I'm shown, the things that transpire during a reading are just phenomenal. Again, it feels like a first time for me. Like, when you are amazed by something the first time, that amazement for me never stops. Okay, I'm always amazed. So basically, that was generally the difference between an Akashic reading and an Akashic healing. And by healing, I don't mean expect miracles. I don't mean you do a healing and you're going to cure cancer, or you do a healing and the next day you're going to be a millionaire. Please don't go by that idea, because it doesn't work like that. So the healing will take place in the next 48 hours. And whatever was weighing your soul down that had a lot of charge, you're going to notice that it doesn't have a charge anymore. And please do not examine yourself. I have plenty of clients who come to me, and according to them, they already know they're paying a karma for this, or this is karma. Please don't examine yourself. You don't know until I actually start the process. You don't know if this is karma that is affecting you. So please don't diagnose yourself. It could be a tiny little thing that it may not even have like a big weight in your life, and that could be karma. And something big that really is a problem in your life may have nothing to do with karma. So please free your mind before a reading. Do not come with any expectations. And even for people who in the past had like a past lifetime regression, again, this is a completely different process. Please free your mind. Do not bring during the reading, you had a process with somebody else and this happened and that happened. Leave that out. This is a different space. I am a different person. You are in a different moment in time, and other things need to be looked at now. So that's my advice for people who would like to book a reading with me. Again, my email is amalightworker@gmail.com. It will be linked down here below in the show more description box, and my website amalightworker.com. Now, I'm going to start the process. Remember, I have to say a special prayer first. Okay, one moment. Let me set up the proper screen. Okay, remember, part of the prayer is going to be silent, and at the very end, I will say another prayer. Remember, please listen for your rising sign, for your moon sign, and for your sun sign, because all of these three signs may actually have important information for you. To those of you who are helping me with the timestamps, thank you very much. And let's see what happens. Okay, I'm just going to open the records. And so we do acknowledge the forces of light, asking for guidance, direction, and courage to know the truth as it is revealed for our highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to us. A Holy Spirit of God, help me to know the 12 signs of the Zodiac in the light of the Akashic Records, to see the 12 signs of the Zodiac through the eyes of the Lords of the Records, and enable me to share the wisdom and compassion that the masters, teachers, and loved ones of the 12 signs of the Zodiac have for them. The records are now open. Deep breath. Give me one moment. I always keep a paper and a pen handy because sometimes I write things down because the information is like a lot of information coming at once. Okay, Aries. Aries, Sun, Rising, and Moon. Mid-June 2018. For some of you Aries, it seems like you have been very frustrated in some ways. In some ways, I do feel that you are moving forward, but there's another part of you that feels a little stuck or trapped. Emotionally, I do feel that you may have to face a very emotional time, or the decisions, the choices that you have to make right now, you may have are going to be based on your emotions. Make sure that you don't base a decision or a course of action based on the feeling of frustration, because that will be a challenge for many of you Arieses. They are showing me money and in the form of cash. And for some of you, they're saying that money is coming. It will show in different forms for different areas, because not every area is the same. Everybody has their own unique circumstance, their own life. But I keep getting, nevertheless, an improvement in a financial situation. For some of you, cash may show up. For other ones, it's going to be a check, small wins, or winning free stuff, a promotion, or even through sales. Sales are going to bring you profit. So again, it's different ways for different areas. I keep getting an image of like making a new outfit. For some of you, is like the old-fashioned way. Maybe you are having an appointment with a tailor and you're getting something like custom made, like a dress or clothes. You could be purchasing like a special outfit or special clothes for something very special. They are showing me, for some of you, traveling. They are showing me traveling for some of you, or even having to take the train. It does feel like very relaxing. They are not sending me the feeling of you have to travel. It feels like very relaxing in these travels. For some of you, I keep getting either pay attention. You may be losing your wallet or money. So please pay attention with your personal property. You may forget and you may lose something like a wallet is showing up for some of you, or even a set of keys. I hope that this makes sense to you, Aries. Let me know if I have an Aries live online right now. So Terry says, I'm doing that right now. Okay. I keep getting, for those of you who are parents, your children are certainly going to give you a lot to think about. It does feel like for some of you, you may also be a little bit frustrated, but at the same time, I also keep getting the feeling that if it is a situation around a child that either frustrates you, or you are worried, or you don't know what is going to happen, I do feel that your child will be okay. They will find their way. Okay, they will find their direction. I also keep getting a feeling for those of you who in some ways are dealing with different forms of addictions. So that's for some of you, clearly not for all of you. And I keep getting that you may just suddenly come out of a phase, or you may suddenly come out of some dark night of your soul. It's like your soul will be transformed. You are going to be awakened. You're going to have some sort of awakening, and you just may make that decision, make up your mind about quitting something. It could be quitting eating sugar, quitting smoking, quitting drugs and alcohol, quitting a relationship if you felt that that was your addiction, like being addicted to someone. So there's a lot here going on, and that's going to show up in different ways. So some form of addiction that you are really in your mind going to have a awakening, and you're just going to make that decision to put a stop to it. But it's going to be a process. So if you are an Aries going through that, it's going to be a process. Don't give up. You are going to have your regrets. You may go back to that addiction again and then restart again. You may feel like you're moving backwards at some point before you move forward again. Don't give up. Keep going. I keep getting social media for some of you. Please be careful with anything that you could be posting in social media, on Facebook, text, emails, Twitters, anything else. Double check the spelling. Make sure that you are communicating with the right person. So pay attention to the presence in your social media. Pay attention how you communicate with other people, because this month is going to have a big impact in your life, Aries. I hope that this made sense to you. Next sign is Taurus. Taurus Sun, Taurus Rising, and Taurus Moon. Allow me to take a deep breath. Let's see what's going on. For some of you, I have the feeling that finally someone is out of the house. They may be temporarily out of the house, like going on vacation. This could be your children. I keep getting the feeling that the advice is really, Taurus, you really need to embrace the idea that you need to spend your time for yourself. You need to dedicate time to yourself, just relaxing, doing fun stuff. You have to focus on deeply, what is it that you could be in denial about. Focus on very deeply what is it that you like to achieve, you like to change in your life. Why do you feel this way? Is there any feelings that you like to stop feeling that way, okay, to transform? I keep getting things that will pop up with a work situation that are related to work. I do have the impression that for many of you Taurians, these things that are going to surprisingly show up are going to actually end up being a blessing for many of you. But for other Taurians, there are also going to be Taurians that you may notice the behavior of other people in the workplace. This could be clients, this could be other co-workers, this could be a boss. So this could be anyone. And you may have the feeling that their behavior is not proper. They may be doing the wrong things, they may be saying the wrong things, and you may have a dilemma whether to report something, whether to interfere, to intervene, to do something about it. There is also a sense that some of you Taurians, again, not all of you, but some of you Taurians may struggle a little bit with that feeling of you are not rewarded properly. Either your boss is not rewarding you properly, maybe you are not getting that promotion and you really deserve it, or this could be even if you have a business, maybe you feel like, is this worth it? Should I keep going in this journey with my business? What should I do at this point? For some of you, you may also be thinking, I'm like, maybe I should have quit. Maybe I should quit. Maybe I should have done that a long time ago. So there's a lot of going back around that. So it does feel that the advice is hang on there. You are going to see brighter days. You are going to have your own personal sign, a personal signal, okay? Something that is meaningful to you as an individual, that you are doing the right thing. So wait for that sign. Wait for that sign. For some of you, it's going to be numbers or your dreams or your favorite music, but there's going to be signs to give you a confirmation of that. For some of you Taurians, they are showing me constructions, and for some of you, they are showing me like getting ready to close some sort of a construction or renovations even, because I keep getting things apart. It could be a house, it could be a kitchen, it could be appliances, it could be other things, but I keep getting like pulling things apart and then rebuild it, fix it, put it back up again. For some of you, you could be doing a lot of gardening and, you know, fixing the backyard or the outdoor areas of the place where you live. So for some of you is that. But there's a lot of construction, reconstructing, and reconstruction for many of you Taurians. Emotionally, I do feel that many of you need to rebuild. It's like, you know how in your computer you have to click refresh because a computer still needs refreshing. And that's what some of you Taurians need. It's like, give a refresh to your body, to your life. Take a moment to pause, to rest, to relax. A conversation around a debt. I feel that you're going to have a conversation around a debt. This is an old debt. It's not a new debt. It's something from the past. But a conversation around a debt will come up again between you, and it could be between a group of people even. You may not be too pleased about this conversation, but definitely things around a debt will be coming up. So that was for you, Taurus. Gemini is next. And my dear friend Zoe is a Gemini. Today is her birthday. So happy birthday to you, Zoe. And to everybody else who's celebrating a birthday this month. Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, and Gemini Moon again. Allow me to take a deep breath so I can focus. Don't rush into signing something right away. So if you have to deal with contracts, documents, or for some of you, this could also be agreeing to be in a situation, so verbal agreements. Please don't rush into agreeing too quickly or too easily, because for some of you, you need to consider the pros and the cons. And in other words, as long as you are protected in some ways, they're saying proceed, but pay attention to anything that in some ways you are agreeing or giving your signature, signing up for it. I keep getting in the workplace either dealing with a whole lot of new clients, so like an increase in clients if you work with clients, new co-workers, so new faces in the workplace. And for some of you, I keep getting that you're going to have like a short notice in terms of conferences, symposiums, and work meetings. They are encouraging a lot of you Geminis to kind of do a little bit more of like networking, go to symposiums, like take an initiative, ask a boss, ask a supervisor if maybe they can send you out in the field, so to speak, so you can either do symposiums, special trainings, special conferences, or if in your case, maybe they can send you in the field so you can see something first hand. So basically, get out a little bit more from the office if you work there, or if you, whatever kind of job you have, because not everybody works from an office, you know, experiment a little. Maybe you can, see how does it feel if you, do somebody else's job. Okay, so try it out a little bit. Geminis really need to be careful because I'm shown for some of you being really drunk in a party or in a celebration of some sort, and you may end up not behaving properly or saying the wrong thing, and someone will be using that against you. This could be an isolated event, okay, but someone may be using that against you. So please be very careful with celebrations and drinking a little bit too much. I feel that for some of you Geminis, they're telling me that a full moon and the new moon is like a combination of the full moon and the new moon is going to feel like a real blessing for you. They are showing me a new child in the family for many of you Geminis. It's not necessarily your child, but for many of you, there is an indication of a new child in the family. Adoption, they are talking about adoption papers and an adoption procedure for some of you. They are encouraging a lot of you Geminis to also consider an adoption form or some form of adoption. And this could be adopting children, but this also can also be adopting a pet. So instead of buying one, like rescue one when it comes to pets. I keep getting like they are sending me a feeling of being very uplifted, very happy because of some adoption procedure that will be going very well, and it's going to feel very uplifting for you, very promising for some of you Geminis. New haircuts, or like or even for men, like, I don't know, a new way of grooming or something, like, I don't know, like maybe you have a mustache, now you don't, or now you decide to grow a mustache, but something different, particularly if you are a Gemini man, something different with your face and with your facial hair. So that was very interesting. Money. The advice is that please be careful and save your money. Do not spend unless you have to spend. So pay attention to where money is going. The things that maybe you don't have to spend so much of, do like a cost analysis. Like this costs this much, and maybe there's another way for you to buy cheaper stuff, because this is not anything for you to be alarmed. Finances are good, but they are telling me that you really need to focus on saving money, because an opportunity will show up later for you, and you are really going to regret not taking advantage of any opportunities to save money right now. So an opportunity for like discount, saving money in some form shows up for you, Gemini, take advantage of that. Not a good time to move for many of you, even though I'm sure that a lot of you are either trying to move or you are in the process of moving. May not be the ideal time, because I keep getting that moving is going to feel difficult. It's like a lot of you are attached to the place where you live right now, or this change, because moving is a big change. It could be overwhelming. Okay, so make sure that you have friends, you have family, you have people to support you through this, at the very least emotionally. So you're going to need a lot of support to go through this process of moving for you, Gemini. And you may also be moving office. Okay, you don't have to necessarily be moving your residence, changing of your address. And I am getting confirmation for some of you Geminis on line, like Tink123, Mia. Make sure that you have enough support around you. I keep getting images of many of you Geminis renting either a truck, renting a car, so renting vehicles. You may also be renting a boat, but renting vehicles is also coming up for a lot of you Geminis. And invitations to celebrate something, invitations to participate in events, could be symposiums again, workshops, networking, birthdays, graduations. There's like a sense of people celebrating around you, and they are inviting you to come along, to join them. For some of you, I feel like you are going to be infatuated in some ways with a neighbor. So maybe you have never noticed this neighbor before, and now you're like, oh, so damn sexy, look at that. There's like, ooh, like a lot of sexual energy. So there's some sort of an attraction going on with some of you Geminis, and that's all the information that I have around that. So get your groove on, Gemini. Get your flirt on. No matter where you live, what are you doing? Get your groove on. Get your sexiness on, and own it. Own it. You can be very charming when you want to. You can charm your way into anything that you want to do, Gemini. And right now you are encouraged to own it. Okay, own your sexiness. Flirt. Flirt with life, flirt with birds, flirt with boys, flirt with girls, but own it. You need to feel sexy, and you are sexy. Sexy is the feeling. It starts from here. Sexy is not about the physical appearance. Okay, it's a feeling. If you feel it, they will feel it. The people around you. So use it. Use it to attract any opportunities that you like to attract right now. I hope that made sense to you, Gemini. Greetings to my friend Zoe. Again, happy birthday again, Zoe. Next sign, Cancer. Cancer Sun, Cancer Rising, and Cancer Moon. They are sending me a feeling like I almost want to cry. For some of you, this feeling is very intense, very overwhelming, and it may just be for no apparent reason for some of you. For other Cancerians, it does feel some sort of a regret from the past, dealing with feelings of regret, issues of regret. Okay. But there's also grieving. Your life is steady. For many of you, I feel like you don't have anything to worry too much in your life, just regular things, just like everybody else. But for some of you, it is this feeling of grief, and understand that it has also to do with the feeling of letting go. Cancer. And I do feel that if you indeed are a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, who has he's dealing with the feeling of grief or with the feeling of having a hard time letting go, I do see many of you doing therapy of some sort, psychotherapy, seeing a psychologist, spiritual therapy, Reiki. So you are addressing that issue with someone, with a professional. You are getting a session of some sort. Your loved ones, for those of you who have loved ones who have crossed over in the other side, who have died, I do feel that you need to understand that they are sending to you their blessing. And for some of you, there's a few people out there. It's not just one person. There's a few people giving you your blessing. A sister. They're talking about a sister who has crossed over for many of you. Cancer, you have to understand that in some ways, if you don't get over it, they also need healing, and their healing comes from you accepting that they're not around anymore, and whenever they are in the other side, they are fine. They are fine. They're happy on the other side. So you need to let them go. You need to let them go. Properties. There's going to be something coming around properties. For some of you, it's a new property, that an opportunity around a new property showing up for you, Cancer. For other ones, you may have to deal with matters around your own property, like documents, paperwork around it, or even things that you may come up for fixing and repairs around a property that you own. I keep getting a car for some of you, Cancer. This is not so good. However, I'm not allowed to withhold information. So I keep getting a sense that for some of you, you had a car and now the car is gone. And now the car is gone. So that's the situation for some of you Cancerians, not for all of you. And I keep getting a lot of gifts. You are going to receive gifts during this mid-June 2018, a conflict with someone. For some of you, maybe you have some sort of a conflict with your spouse or a boyfriend, a girlfriend. For other ones, a conflict with a best friend, a conflict with a neighbor. So there's a conflict with another person. It could be also in the workplace. There's a conflict with another person that is going on for some of you Cancerians, and they're telling me that you need to be very patient. You cannot allow your emotions to take over, otherwise you are going to lose this argument. And also the advice is you have to wait for the right opportunity. Certain things may need to be postponed, to be done later, because it does feel like it's frustrating, not only for you, but also for other people involved. So try to be as contained as you can. Okay. Be careful around your own sense of self-judgment. For some of you, you have to pay attention to negative thoughts that you have about yourself, particularly like that sense of self-judgment. Pay attention to that feeling. Maybe it doesn't have to be so strong. Pay attention. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be so hard on yourself. Cancer, I keep getting that wonderful things are in the making. Okay, this is just a moment. This is just an energy. Bear with it. Okay, wonderful things are in the making. And for many of you, I keep getting good things around children, pregnancies, marriages, or even finding a partner. But you have to hang on in there, because timing for each and every Cancer is going to be different. So hang in there. Wonderful things are coming. It's just not the moment yet. I hope that this made sense for you, Cancer. Okay, so now We have Leo. Leo Sun, Leo Rising, and Leo Moon. An examination, a test is being shown to me. So some of you are dealing with that. But I also keep getting somebody being confirmed. Someone being confirmed. And this could be like a religious ceremony when somebody gets confirmed. That's happening for some of you. You may be invited to participate or to some celebration around somebody getting confirmed, or even like a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah. So I'm shown these kind of events that are in some ways religious ceremonies when people get initiated or confirmed or baptized. Okay. An ex, for some of you, an ex. I feel that there was a situation that was very intense between you, Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and one of your exes. And I do feel that, to your surprise, I feel like this ex may just show up again for some of you. However, the feeling that I'm getting, you may not necessarily be too pleased about this ex around you. Again, because it does feel like you just want to keep the X in the box where all the X's are, like in the past, not initiate anything new. So that's how this is coming to me. There's a conflict of interest, or there's a conflict with a schedule for some of you, Leo. So please double check your schedules. Anything that you have to do at a specific time, see, because I keep getting for some of you, there's going to be a conflict around the timing of things. Traveling abroad is showing up for some of you Leos. I keep getting that there's some changes in a plan, and this plan involves traveling. And I do see a lot of you preparing to travel overseas. You may be traveling in August, but there's definitely the preparation that is going on right now. Okay. And I also keep getting a lot of you having that feeling of being rejected. Maybe you're applying for a job, or a job after another, or like I keep getting that feeling of having to go through rejection after rejection. For some of you, Leos are struggling with finding some sort of a job. Okay. Or also some sort of an application being rejected, because it doesn't have to necessarily be a job, but some sort of an application form being rejected. I'm shown for some of you Leos in the profession of being like a traveling doctor or a traveling nurse. And some of you may be also joining like the Doctors Without Borders, or you may join some sort of a humanitarian charity work that will take you to travel and to visit different places. I keep getting that for some of you Leos, you are hoping for something to happen. However, they are saying that you are putting all of your hopes in the wrong wish. You are investing, you are personally way too much invested in something, and all of your hopes are there, and you are setting up yourself for disappointment. I do feel that if you are hoping for love, if you are hoping for a better career, if you are hoping to transition in a new career, or whatever your hopes are, I do feel that you need to be a little bit less invested in the outcome and more invested in the process, how it's going to happen. So give all of the worries, let the universe deal with it. You are too much attached to the outcome. Don't be so attached to the outcome. I see a book for some of you that will get great reviews and success. I see a radio show for some of you, some sort of a boost, or if you already are doing a radio show, there's some changes and you could be very excited about these changes, or they are going to be welcomed. So doing new things in terms of your work, in terms of your career, radio shows, TV shows, performances, like doing things in a new career is like suddenly you are inspired and you have this burst of creativity and this burst of energy. For some of you, you have to leave a situation alone. If you keep getting from that the other person doesn't want to collaborate, or they just are not into it, or they just don't want to open a conversation and you are pushing it, they're saying let them be. Do not steer anything that doesn't need to be stirred right now. Let it be. I'm showing your feet and I'm showing you shoes. And I am also told that some of you Leos are going to fill in somebody else's shoes. You may be temporarily doing somebody else's work, like for whatever reason they're not, you're helping them. Either you are taking on their role and their duties, even in the family, even in a situation, in an event, somebody else was supposed to do it, or maybe they needed help and now you are kind of helping in. Catering services are being shown to me. So for some of you Leos, you are dealing with a catering service. For some of you, like food being catered. So let go of expectations, Leo. Let go of expectations. Go with the flow. See what happens. Let go of any expectations that you may have. Virgo Sun, Virgo Rising, and Virgo Moon. Okay. Give me a brief moment. See what happens. There's a celebration in a home setting. Could be your house, could be somebody else's house, but it does feel like a house. And there's some sort of celebration going on for some of you Virgos. You are witnessing a proposal, and this proposal seems like it was long overdue. Like everybody saw this coming. And so this couple has been together for a long time, and finally that proposal takes place. For our Virgos, the proposal that is taking place has to deal with an idea. Somebody is proposing an idea, so opening doors to some sort of an opportunity. And everybody else around you is wondering how come, you didn't see this opportunity before, because everybody else was trying to point this out to you. I keep getting problems with what is this called? Incontinence for some of you. I don't know what that means. It's like a physical problem where you have a hard time. You have a hard time with your urinary tract, like you have to use the restroom frequently. So some sort of a problem with that for some of you. Clearly, this message won't make sense to all of you Virgos. Many of you Virgos have to address a physical condition, like an illness, a physical condition, something that is affecting your body or your health. I feel that there was an argument. Okay. There was an argument, and I do feel that you walked out of this, or there could have been a deal, like negotiations around something, and you may have had walked out with nothing in the past. So now I feel that Virgo, you are regretting walking out with nothing, and you may look at other possibilities. So maybe another possibility for you to restart again, because now you are regretting walking out with nothing. Now you are more ready to fight for what is truly yours. So the timing is a little bit off for some of you, Virgos. It's like you are trying to recuperate or make up for the past for some of you. I hope that this made sense to you, Virgos. I keep getting an upgrade for some of you, Virgos. You are going to see, notice, and experience an upgrade in the workplace. Machineries, copy machines, computers are going to be upgraded. Some sort of a system will be upgraded. You yourself are going to experience a sense of growth and a sense of upgrade in the workplace. I see Florida for some of you, and I keep getting in the back of your mind, thinking that when it's time for you later on to you retire, that you want to put something together. Maybe you want to retire in Florida. So that's what I keep getting for some of you, Virgos. You may be receiving suddenly news that may not necessarily, it's not good or bad. It's just a news that is just coming to you out of nowhere. You may be unprepared for this news, Virgo. And watch your mouth. Watch how you express yourself, the type of words that you use, because there's going to be a situation created that could have been avoided. It could have been about how your words are misunderstood or misconceptions about it. But definitely you have to be very careful with your words. Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, or Virgo. They're talking about a relationship, and they're talking how about some of you Libras are thinking about taking this relationship to the next step. Some of you are thinking about setting an engagement date or setting a wedding date. For some of you, so you are thinking about in some ways moving forward with this relationship. So for some of you, I feel that some of you may not be married yet officially, but you are looking into properties together. You may want to move in together or even buy a home or a property together. For some of you Libras, there's a father issue that is coming up for some of you, and it could be quite intense for some of you Libras. So a father related issue. If you are in a position to hire people right now, double check everything, all the information. Be careful around people that you may hire. You may be also hiring like an IT tech to work on your computer or on your website. You may hire even a dentist, for example, to work on your teeth. But please pay attention to the people that you are hiring for services right now, Libra. I keep getting other Libras. Now, there's a situation with other Libras where you are just pretty much had enough and you may just decide to walk out and to leave a relationship behind. I do feel that this decision was long overdue, and I feel that pretty much there is nothing else keeping you any longer in this relationship, and that you are done being in this relationship just to please the other person or for the sake of keeping the peace of harmony. So for the sake of other people, I feel that some of you may just be walking out of this relationship. Watch and notice how your friendships are changing and transforming. For many of you Libras, your friendships are changing and transforming. Some of you, I feel that you could be communicating either with a bank or with a financial situation. There's going to be an important communication around money. I don't feel that you have the money yet. So there's some delays for some money to get to you, and you may need to sort this out. Either call an office, bank accounts, other people, whatever this is, you need to sort it out because there is some sort of a delay around a financial transaction. So some sort of a transaction. I feel that for some of you, you may just be mad about something, but you may just keep it to yourself. And I feel like you are just emotionally distancing yourself from a situation. And you're just not going to give an explanation for it. You may just, leave the situation, say no, walk out, not call them, like distance yourself, like very abruptly. For some of you Libras, I keep getting, some of you are opening a second location. So maybe you have a business, now you're opening a second location. Maybe you have a store or a shop, now you're opening a second location. Whatever this is, some of you are opening new locations to something, like a second location. May even be a second home for some of you. But a second location, it is showing up for some of you Libras. And a baby boy. A baby boy. You may receive news around a pregnancy. Maybe they have like a gender reveal and it's going to be a baby boy. There may be news around that for some of you Libras, because I keep hearing congratulations are in order. So many of you Libras will be receiving congratulations about something. Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, rising, or moon. Okay, what is this? For some of you, I feel like you have so much in your mind, in your head. It's like, how come your head is not exploding right now? Because there's just so much in your mind. For some of you Scorpios, you just need to channel these new ideas, okay? In doing something new. Okay, that is more practical. If you have an idea, now you need to start acting, start to, make these ideas a reality, start some course of an action. You can't just keep these ideas in your mind forever. So that's what I keep getting for some of you Scorpios. Okay. It's like you keep thinking, or you are waiting for the right moment to initiate, to begin something, and they're like, you just need a little push, or you just need to push yourself, because if you keep waiting for the right moment may never arrive. It's just a matter of you making up your mind about something. I don't know if I have any Scorpios online right now and this is making sense to you. Scorpio, tendency toward headaches. Some of you need to be careful with headaches. I keep also getting the throat, or some issues around the throat and the breathing. Breathing, the throat, sinuses, allergies, headaches. For some of you Scorpios, I keep getting a new relationship or dating someone new, because when you date somebody new, it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship. But I keep dating for some of you, you are going to be dating someone new. All of your attention, your eyes, your heart will be focused on this new someone. And it may even show, this person may not necessarily show up in your life as a love prospect, as a dating prospect. It's just something that is going to happen, because they're telling me that putting labels It's not important to you right now. It's the feeling that counts. I feel that for many of you, it's like the feelings of being heartbroken very deeply, or even being offended very deeply. In some ways, you may still need to address them. Not that, so understand, nothing will happen for you to feel offended, but definitely there's the something that happened in your past or that even deeply hurts you. You could be talking a little bit more about internally what's happening, either in the past or what's happening right now. I feel that many of you, Scorpios have a lot to give, have a lot to offer. You have this depth of your soul, the way how you feel, you experience everything, could be completely a different reality from what's happening. It's all about how you take in everything. And I keep getting a sense that they are encouraging many of you to set up some set of some platform for you to speak, to open up, talk to someone about it, open up, talk about it. You can't just keep it in. I keep getting fashion choices, fashion industry, modeling, fashion, sales, beauty, so fashion, beauty, sales. I keep getting some sort of an extreme luck for many of you Scorpios who are in these fields or who are creative or dealing with fashion and beauty industry in some ways. I keep getting that very recently some of you have been fired. So I don't know what that means, but I keep getting the feeling some of you have been fired and now you are checking out your other options, and you may just agree with this decision. It may not make sense to you at the beginning, but now it's going to feel like you are gaining back your freedom. You are gaining back your freedom, liberation. It's like your soul wasn't free anyway in that situation, in that job. And new companies. I keep getting that if you are a working Scorpio, you may notice that now your company is dealing with a new company. Maybe there's going to be some sort of a trade or like a collaboration or buying and selling. But there's going to be situations with new companies in the job where you work, in the company where you work. Pay attention to money and to your financial situation, because this is not a time for you, Scorpio. This is not a time for you, Scorpio, to be losing money. So don't invest into anything. Don't invest into anything that. So be careful not to be scammed into doing something, especially if it involves money. Okay, be careful around that. You may need to get more information or clarification around a tax situation, a bill, an investment, a business proposition. So check the rates. If it is about the rates, check out everything when it comes to money. Double check everything. What you should focus on right now with your finances, rather than spending, focus on saving. I feel that for some of you, maybe you haven't dated in a long time, or maybe you just haven't had a sexual activity in a long time. I feel like now we may just restart for some of you Scorpios, not for all of you. Pay attention to any disagreements, particularly if you are involved in a relationship or if you are married. You may have to deal with disagreements with your partner, with your spouse. Pay particular attention to that. Don't let it be bigger than it needs to be. And I also keep getting, what else is there? You may be getting you are going to get some sort of a bizarre invitation to something, or an invitation to some weird event, or to something that is like a very unusual kind of event. Many of you will be training with energy. Maybe you are going to be trained in tarot or in Reiki. You may initiate now doing workshops and teaching, but the spiritual world is being indicated here, and many of you will have a need to be more spiritual or to do something spiritual yourself. Healing and doing work with energy is highly indicated for many of you Scorpios. So some sort of awakening of some sort. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, sun, moon, or rising. Okay, let me see what I have for you. And again, excuse the noise outside. I do live in a very high traffic area. I am shown two families coming together in some form of an event. If you are in a relationship with someone, I keep getting like now it's time for the families to meet or to introduce this person to the family. For some of you, I keep getting the union of two families coming together. So the blending of two families. A license. I keep getting something will be issued to you, Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising. It could be a certificate, it could be a license, it could be the rights to something, but I definitely keep getting something being issued to you. I feel that you are really enjoying more time just home, relaxing, having fun, or even having some sort of a get-together. So relaxing at a home is coming up very strongly and very powerfully. I keep getting that there may be a little noise around the area, or people around you may be noisy. However, you are going to be able anyway to find your own sanity, your own center, your own peace. Something that has been lost in the past will be found again. So something that was lost will be found again. I don't get that in some ways anything big is going to happen for you, Sagittarius. More so, I keep getting that you are simply going to put a lot of energy into focusing to be as grounded, as centered as you can. So be as grounded and as centered as you can. So generally speaking, I keep getting a sense of things are steady. Things are steady, or your life is steady, Sagittarius. And this is not at all a bad thing. Let me see what else. Give me one moment. I keep getting a sense that for many of you Sagittarians, things are finally lining up for you in a way that makes sense to you. I keep getting babysitting. A lot of you could be babysitting, or you could be making arrangements for babysitting. There's a lot of pleasure in babysitting for a lot of you Sagittarians. I am shown a ring. And for some of you, this is a very old ring, like an antique. For other ones, this ring is very meaningful to you. And I keep getting that this ring, finally, this ring will come to you. So it does feel like this is something that you have been praying and hoping for, whatever this ring is that is coming to you. I feel that for some of you, in a couple of weeks, you are not going to receive, you're not going to see your finances increasing. I keep getting like a very little increase in your finances, but more so that right now it feels like in the next couple of weeks you may receive that news right now for this slight increase in the finances, but you are actually going to receive it maybe by the end of August. So starting now, by the end of August, you are going to notice a slight increase in your finances. If you are married, your husband or your wife will surprise you several times between the hard time between now and the end of August. So you've been surprised by a husband or by a wife is coming up. And they are also telling me that many of you are looking for answers that are not there. Sometimes it's not about answers. Sometimes it's just like feeling nothing, thinking nothing, just being in that space when there's nothing. So you can just relax, recuperate, refresh, re-energize. And that's the best way to do it. You don't have to be at the center all the time or do everything all the time. Sometimes it's just okay just to sit back and relax. I hope that this made sense to you, Sagittarius. Next is Capricorn. Capricorn Sun, Capricorn Rising, and Capricorn Moon. Let me see what I have for you. Okay, give me one moment, please. I need a break. Somebody is pushing you to do something. This may also be a situation, a circumstance, and it does feel like you have to hurry, you have to act quickly. It feels like you have the feeling like I'm running out of time, like I don't have time to deal with everything. Why is this happening now? I have the sense that you are excited, but at the same time, you also have to rush and you have to run. Your feelings could be mixed. So you could be experiencing like mixed feelings. For some of you, I keep getting siblings coming together. This could be like a very important conversation or a long overdue conversation, because not everybody is physically able to come together, but coming together with siblings, either emotionally, over the phone, or physically, is coming up for many of you Capricorns. And also coming together with your best friend, your friends, people with whom you really get along, people with whom you really appreciate them, people whom opinion you trust. There is some sort of a coming together. Someone will surprise you. For some of you, I also keep getting like a property that just shows up. Could be a new home, could be a piece of property, could be a business, but I keep hearing like, surprise, here's what I did, or here's what I bought, or like I bought a car, or I bought a business, or guess what, we're moving, or guess what, I bought a tickets to somewhere, or guess what, let's get moving, we're going to travel. And there is that feeling like, what, how did this happen? So that's what I keep getting for some of you Capricorns. I feel that what is important, Capricorn, is for you to trust in yourself, that level of self-confidence, that most of the time you are very good with that, okay, and you are an achiever. Okay, if you set your mind towards something, you have the right attitude and you get to achieve that. But I would not be surprised if right now many are experiencing doubts, trust issues, self-doubts, is that your confidence a little bit doesn't feel the same. Some of you could be relocating this month or this summer. So in the next upcoming month, so very soon, very quickly, very rapidly or even very suddenly. Some of you Capricorns could be relocating, and it could be relocating overseas, relocating abroad for many of you Capricorns. I keep getting like you are trying to hold on to not to say anything that you shouldn't say. You know, when you do this, like, because like trying to hold your words because you don't want to explode and say something that you shouldn't be saying. So that's what comes up for some of you Capricorns. But generally speaking, I keep getting a sense that there is energies working on your behalf behind the scenes to kind of propel you and to push you forward, to bring the sense of blessing in your life. It's just not going to be what you think it's going to be, okay? It's just going to be like blessings in the forms of surprises. Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Rising, and Aquarius Moon. So let's see what happens. Okay. Your determination will be making a comeback. For many of you Aquarians, you have been struggling with your willpower and your sense of determination. And this could be something new to you Aquarians because you are by nature very determined. You are going to again be able to refocus your mental energy, to refocus your body's energy, your physical energy, to get and to bring that physical power back. For some of you, I keep getting that something or someone, a situation or someone will be making a huge comeback in your life. So this situation or someone will be very welcome. I also keep getting that for some of you, you are expecting somebody to return. Maybe they relocated or maybe they traveled to another place and now they're coming back. So you are welcoming them. It's like a beautiful reunion for some of you. You are going to try to start and initiate new things. For some of you, you may start and initiate new things in the family, particularly with family members, because I do feel that there's always room for healing, whether it is in regards to family members or healing coming to you from family members and relatives. So there's always room for it. I feel that in your heart, Aquarius, you just need to forgive yourself, forgive something that happened in a situation. But unless you really, truly, deeply forgive, that's how you're going to be able to move forward. For some of you, I keep getting the sense that you may feel that your finances, your financial situation is in some way stagnating. It's not bad, it's not good, but it's stagnating, like nothing, like it's not increasing, it's not moving forward. There is that feeling that some of you Aquarians, in some way, maybe you feel that you are frozen in this moment on time. You are stuck or stagnating. Your soul needs to be free. If your soul has the feeling of freedom and independence, that's how you are going to be able to move away from this feeling of forgiveness. You need to forgive, and that's how you are going to achieve success with your finances, money coming to you in an easier way. Get out more, socialize more, be around people, organize gatherings, go out for dinners, lunches, go out to party, go out dancing. I keep getting for some of you, something will change. So if you are somebody who takes daily vitamins, you may notice that maybe you have been taking that wrong, or maybe the combination of these vitamins was wrong. So now you are going to find out what was wrong and you are going to fix it. So you are going to be making like a tiny little change to either your diet, to either your lifestyle or even to your daily routines that you take. And that's going to be changing a lot for you. It's like your energy will be increasing suddenly. I feel that many of you Aquarians are going to be joining a new team. For some of you, this could be a new team to work with, to collaborate with, a team of people. This could be like a sports team for other Aquarians. It could be a social group, like a team of people. It could also be like you could be taking classes to exercise together with other people, like doing yoga together as a team, dancing together as a team, doing Zumba together as a team. So things of that nature that make you feel part of a team. So let's see what else. I just need to drink more water. Give me one moment, please. Okay. I feel that for many of you, your digestion will improve, particularly if you had some stomach trouble or problems with digestion. And I do feel that for some of you, there is some sort of improvement that it is taking place, and it will be ongoing throughout summer. It could be related again to digestion, stomach issue, your body's energy, depression. Even if you are dealing with depression, depressed feelings, feeling sad, that could be improving. And I also keep getting for many of you, I feel like you are purposely going to put yourself into some sort of a plan, like a meal plan to lose weight, or into some form of exercise and fitness to lose weight. That's what's going on for some of you Aquarians. Please be careful, because you may easily have a tendency to feel disappointed. Understand that every feeling, it's something that originated from you, and you get to stop it. How much you allow for this feeling, how much you allow for that intensity of that feeling to take place, you are in charge of that. So please, excuse me again, please be careful with the tendency to be disappointed a little bit more than you should. So careful around that feeling. And I also keep getting like some sort of a treatment that it's coming very close to an ending. So maybe you started some sort of a treatment 6 months ago and now it's ending. Or maybe you started therapy, or maybe you started a course, or maybe you started a program. So some form of therapy could be like medications. You know, you were on it for 6 months and now you don't have to be anymore. Could be a diet. So it could be anything, but I keep getting like something that you were on for quite some time. Now it's ending, or it's coming to a closure, to an ending. I hope that made sense to you Aquarius. So now, last but not least, that would be Pisces. I feel that your work won't go unnoticed. I feel that your work will be noticed by the right people at the right time. If you are working, your boss's boss, the right people will notice how much you are progressing, how much you are improving. In your family, even in your family, I feel that people that maybe you didn't expect, particularly around a mother or a mother figure to you, that you didn't necessarily feel like you had her blessing all the time, or maybe she was disapproving of something. Now you may feel like there is this sense of, now we are agreeing. Now she can see what I see. So there is this form of a reconciliation that will take place in your life, Pisces. And you could be reconciling with your own self even. You could be reconciling again with the idea of fate and destiny and the universe. You could be reconciling with a person. You could be reconciling. This is also about your needs. There's also a certain sense of your needs reconciling with your expectations and the reality, because you're reconciling with the reality. What is surrounding you is very important, and that needs to take place. Many of you Pisceans, I feel there's two things going on. Some of you Pisceans complain too much, and other Pisceans, maybe you don't complain enough. But either or, this needs to be balanced. So I feel that you had a hard time, particularly with people, but you are going to be able to find the proper balance between, how much you share, how much you complain, and how much, you take in and you choose to keep to yourself. So blessings coming to you from people, and you finding peace and harmony with people around you is very important, and it's not impossible. It will happen. It will take place. There's things involving money and the father of your child or the mother of your child. So there's going to be some situations, again, for those of you who maybe have children but you don't live together, you either separated or maybe you are never really together. I feel like you are going to have to reset or have some sort of a new deal to work out money, okay, or situations around children. But you're going to find some sort of a common ground here. Okay. You are going to achieve a pact. Some of you Pisceans will be making a pact with someone. This pact, it doesn't come to me as a written agreement. It does feel like making a pact with somebody else, like we're making a promise to each other. And I really feel that this collaboration between the two of you, I really feel that is going to be very promising. It's going to be long-lasting, but it may not start out to be that way. For some of you, I feel that you may decide to grow your own vegetables, or you may decide to create like a little herb garden, or even if it is like in little pots, and growing your herbs that way, because maybe you don't have land where to grow them. But I keep getting a lot of you Pisceans like dealing with plants and pots, and even farming for some of you Pisceans. I feel like some of you are thinking about investing. And again, I keep getting nutrition, food, plants, farming, and some form of investment for some of you Pisceans. But as of right now, it is shown to me as an idea. It is not shown to me as something that will take place. You could be having some ideas, opportunities, or possibilities for that. And if that is the case, take your time. Don't rush. I am showing a new passport for some of you Pisceans. They are showing me a new passport, a new driver's license. Whatever license you have, maybe you are going to renew that, because I am shown a new license, a new passport, or even being granted something new. Okay, so what is this? Give me another moment. I feel that for some of you Pisceans, you have been a little bit too much isolated. And now it's time for you to feel connected to other people, to come out of this emotional isolation. They are encouraging you to find the courage to be in a relationship again, start dating. And even if this has nothing to do with dating and love, it's simply the idea that you need to learn to trust again. You need to have that feeling when you feel connected to a friend, to a relative, to a family member, to a child. So it's very important that you work with yourself to restore that feeling of how you connect to other people. So that's what I have for you. And I am also shown a lucky coin for some of you. Whatever this means for you, Pisces, I keep getting, they are showing me like a lucky coin for some of you. You may find a lucky coin, or you may have something that you use it as a lucky charm, but this lucky coin is being indicated to me. I hope that this made sense to you. Okay, so allow me now to close. I would like to thank the masters, teachers, and loved ones for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the lords of the Akashic Records for their point of view. And I would like to thank the Holy Spirit of Light for all knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. The records are now closed. Amen. Thank you to everybody for being alive with me right now. You can always rewatch this video as many times as you like. Will be posted on YouTube, of course, as always. Email me for a private reading, lightworker@gmail.com, or visit my website, www.lightworker.com. I am linking all of that information down here below. Also, down here below, there's a link that's going to take you to the full reading that I did for the month of June for each and every sign of the zodiac. Don't forget to take a look also to the year 2018 predictions that I made for each and every sign of the zodiac. The link will be linked down here below again. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to subscribe. That's important to me, and I would truly appreciate that. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.